So my first husband, I married in 1975. And like a lot of young people in the 70s, we did marijuana. And, everybody, it was just kind of their way to chill out. And unfortunately, I thought, well, when we got married, we started a family, he'd stop that. Well, no, he didn't. He just continued smoking marijuana over and over to the point where it was like cigarettes. I mean, it was like he had to have it. And I was very concerned when he came home and my first son almost dropped him on the floor because he was high. And I said, don't ever do that again, and years and years went by. There was constant issues. More children were born. He continued to smoke marijuana. He lost his farm. He got DUIs. I finally had to go to school. That made him mad. He left with me, leaving me with 4 little children. And I knew something was wrong with him. He was always very paranoid. He was afraid of all kinds of stuff. And he was getting worse and worse as time went on. He finally left us, continued his drug lifestyle, mostly marijuana. He did drink. He didn't really do any other drugs. It was mostly marijuana, but he smoked it like cigarettes. Pretty soon he lost his farm. He lost his family. And at 44 years old, he took a gun to his head and shot himself. And I was remarried at the time, and it broke my heart. I was actually sick for a year after that. And it devastated my 4 sons. And when people tell me that this new marijuana is not like the old marijuana, that's a lie. Because the old marijuana is still drugs, and they still made him sick. And it destroyed his life. And in some ways, our children. Unfortunately, one of my children was involved in drugs, and a few years ago was diagnosed with schizophrenia. And this was all before drugs were legal, before the heavy duty stuff. This is the regular, drug of the 70s, the hippie drugs. No. Marijuana is marijuana is marijuana. THC is THC is THC. It may take a little longer to get to that high where this concentrated stuff is faster, but this old stuff is still just as much a drug as that was. And it destroyed families then, just like it's destroying families now. And we need to fight it. We need to fight it for our children and our grandchildren.